Hey pop people, how we doing? Happy Friday. Coming at you with another show from the Pod Solo channel. So, if you are into isopods, tarantulas, dart frogs, enclosure builds, all that kind of content, make sure you check us out. Like and subscribe, and we'll get you hooked up. Alright, so today we are going to start working on a video log of this huge build I'm doing. It's a large, extra tall Terra, and I'm pretty stoked. It's actually already done. These are all pictures and video clips, but man, I can't wait for you guys to see the finished product. It's so stinking sweet. So, this episode, we'll see how far we get, and then we'll cut you off, and there'll be a to be continued until next Friday. So, make sure you're tuning in every Friday. Same bat channel, all that business. You know that whole tune, that old song and dance. Sure. I'm an idiot. All right, so let's get on into this video. All right, pop people, we got this sucker all kind of masked off the best we can. And I think we're going to start working on the first coat of dry lock. Alright, I think I'll cut it off there and we'll see what we look like when we come back after layer 1. Alright. Okay, here we are with layer 1-ish. And I masked so much and I still made so much mess. This is why I've been doing things on board outside of the enclosure, because it's a lot easier to do all this stuff and then you can kind of glue it into place and go. But with doing this wood and everything, I felt like I needed to do things a little bit differently this time and kind of had to do things inside the enclosure. So here we are, mess fest. Most of this will be covered up with mosses and things of that nature, so not gonna be a big deal. And I'm gonna be dirting in a lot of this portion up here and in between the rocks and stuff, so really it doesn't matter too much how perfect the dry lock is. I'm gonna do one more coat on everything, starting with the rocks to make sure I have enough to do a good layer across the rocks, and then we'll kind of halfway it up here, because that's going to get all covered up anyway with silicone and soil. So, all right, there we are. On to the next part. Okay, folks, I kind of skipped a few. I got in the zone. So I actually ended up peeling off some of what I had going on up here in this upper region and redoing that foam because I just didn't like the way it turned out. So I went ahead and redid that a little bit and kind of gave a little bit more shape to things, and I dirted it in. We got that going. I also dirted in another build over here I'm doing in a 24 by 18 by 12 enclosure that I'm kind of doing simultaneously now. So down here the rock is painted, ready to roll, looking realistic, and where the gaps are between the rocks and all that business. I'm actually going to do the method of clay type of method, with doing fluval stratum, aqua soil. You take that and you crush it up real fine like powder and mix it with water, and then mix in some regular soil like I use up here for this stuff, into it until you get kind of a clay type of feel to it, to where it holds shape. And then you just kind of press it into all your nooks and crannies, and then you don't have to deal with doing the silicone. You don't have to deal with doing silicone, which is a lot of work, doing all the silicone without getting a huge mess going. It's just nice because you don't have something behind it. You can actually pack it in pretty thick, so things can kind of root into it, the plants and whatnot. So that'll be kind of a nice little base down in there around amongst the rocks, that the plants can get established down there and start growing up, and then they can grow up and vine up into this stuff up here. All right, that will do it, I think, for this little installment. Sorry, I kind of skipped ahead and missed a few of the little processes, but you get in the zone and it's hard to slow down and remember to hit record. So here we are so far. Okay, so we're up and at 'em. Got our dirted in, our rocks rocked in. I still gotta do the clay style dirting around the rocks, and got a few bald spots here and there on the foam here with the dirting, because, well, I made some mistakes. My mistakes was I tried to do way too much, and the silicone kind of set up a little bit too much before I was able to get the dirt on it to press in. So I got a few bald spots, but that's not going to be a big deal because it's going to be covered mostly with mosses and things. So not a big deal. So we will see you soon. All right, folks, I hope you're liking what you're seeing so far with this build. Make sure to tune in next Friday to see the continuation. Man, I can't wait for you guys to see it. It's so awesome. And man, I can't wait for my my little froglets that are going to be going into it to grow up a little bit before I feel safe putting them in this huge enclosure. Yeah, as usual, thank you, Patreon supporters. Make sure you're smashing that subscribe button, hitting that little thumbs up, like button, hitting the notification bell at the end there, wherever the heck that little sucker is. Ding it so you can get little dings when we have a new video every Friday. We'll see you next week, folks. Sayonara. See ya. Patreon supporters, take us out. Hey, almost forgot. I got a brand new Patreon supporter. I'd like to give a shout out to the Little Home Zoo. Thank you so much for your support. We love ya. Now, Patreon supporters, take us out.